Jai Hind everyone. My name is Milish Shrivastava. I am from IT department, Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College. Today I am going to discuss about introduction of operating system. So first of all, what is operating system and why it is needed? There are some contents of functions of operating system and what are the states of operating system. So first of all, what is operating system? In part of operating system works like as a interface between user and hardware. Operating system plays a very useful and important role in any system. Any modification, that is booting is also a part of operating system. So we can say that the what is the basic needs of operating system. So the user of a system cannot directly interact with the system. We all know very well that there are some possibilities or limitations of system enhanced problem, that we are not directly communicate to any system. We need any operating system, any language. That is the main use of operating system. And in case of operating system, basically operating system works as an interface between a computer user and a computer hardware. And in an operating system is basically operating system is a software that performs all the basic tasks like file management, memory management, process management, handling input and output, and controlling peripheral devices such as disk drivers and printers. So these are some basic and important functions of operating system. And some popular operating systems include Unix, Linux, Windows operating system, VMS, OS 400, AIX, Z, OS, etc. So today, operating system is found almost in every device like mobile phones, personal computers, mainframe computers, or automobiles, etc. Now, there are some basic needs of operating system. First is the user of a system cannot directly interact with the operating system. That we need some interface, we need some software. That is, operating system works as interface between user and hardware. Now, the use of computer hardware in an efficient way. In our next lectures we studied that there are some CPU scheduling algorithms by which we can proceed our processes in sequential manner with the help of some different scheduling algorithms first come first serve, shortest job first, and there are so many algorithms like round robin by which we can proceed our processes in normal manner. Now, we also say that an operating system is the low-level software that supports our computer basic functions such as scheduling tasks and controlling peripheral devices. An operating system is also a program. We can say that operating system is also a program that acts as interface between the user and the computer hardware and controls the execution of all kinds of programs also. Now, this is definition of operating system. We see that this is basic diagram of operating system. This is hardware, or we can say that our system. And with the help of operating system, and this actually works as interface between hardware and users. There are so many users, user 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, we further divided or conceived as a operating system further divided into two parts, that is kernel and shell. In case of this operating system further divided into kernel and shell, kernel directly interacts with hardware. So we can say that kernel behaves or works as a interface between hardware and user system call. What is system calls? In our next lecture, we studied about system call. Here, we only tell that what is kernel. Kernel basically works or in between hardware and user system calls. So, in case of this, with the help of this architecture or interface, there are some basic goals of operating system. What are that? I already told that definition of an operating system. So, what is basic goals of operating system? As we said that operating system works as interface between hardware and user, and there are some basic goals of operating system, that is convenience, or we can say that user friendly. Operatings with the help of operating system make the computer system easier and more efficient, or for users to operate. Now next is system works very efficiently also, that is maximize resource utilization and performs, ensuring that the system runs smoothly and quickly. It also ensures that system runs smoothly and quickly. Now portability allows us operating system to run on different hardware platform with the help of minimal modifications. And some goals like reliability, scalability and robustness also plays very important role in operating system. Now computer system components, what are the basic components of any computer system? That is hardware, operating system, application, programs and user. So what is hardware? Hardware like CPU, memory, input output devices provide basic computing resources. And in case of operating system, basically operating system, there are two types of operating system. There are two types of software, that is system software and application software. Operating system is the example of system software. So what are the application software? Application software like Excel sheets, Excel files, and these are some application based applications, that is application software. So operating system is basically part of system software. Now controls and coordinates the use of the hardware among the various application programs for the various users. So this is the basic use of operating system, which interacts in between hardware, whatever we give any instruction to the system, that converts with the help of operating system and communicate easily with the system interface. Now application programs, what are the application programs? It has defined the way in which the system resources are used, whatever software which is used for application based, that is application software. As I already told, basically there are two types of software, system software and application software. So operating system is part of system software. Now users, who are users like people, machines, other computers, that all that are part of users. What is booting? As we know that booting is one of the most important part of our system. Without booting process, we can't run our system in any case. Now, booting is the process of loading an operating system. It is the process that starts when we turn on the computer using the power button or by a software command. Now, and ends when the operating system is loaded into the memory. So, there are some steps of booting. That is, BIOS is loaded, post power on self-test, and loading MBR into RAM, running the bootloader and load the operating system, running the operating system to complete system and user authentication is performed. These are some 6 steps, 6 basic steps of booting process. Now, after the goals of operating system, there are some important functions of operating system, and that function based on view of operating system. What kind of views of operating system? So there are two types of views of operating system. First is user view, and the second is system view. In case of system view, we used kernel. I already told that operating system further divided into two parts, that is kernel and shell. And with the help of kernel, system view works like in case of user view, the user viewpoint focuses on how the user interacts with the operating system. So this particularly work done by shell system, and kernel basically based on the or performed by the system view. So the user view of the computer varies according to the interface being used. That is, there are so many types of user, that is single user viewpoint or multiple user viewpoint, or a handled user view embedded system. Like this system basically works on one to one, one to many, many to many, and many to one. So all that kind of system works in user view. And moreover, from the user point of view, we discussed some numerous applications, that is functions of operating system, roles of operating system. Now, in case of system view, from the user point of view, we have discussed the numerous applications that require varying degrees. There are certain degrees like resource allocation. When we talked about system view, most fundamental or basic part, that is CPU scheduling. How we can see, our purpose is to utilize maximum CPU. Maximum CPU utilization is the main purpose of operating system. How we can ensure, or how we can connect that system, that CPU is on operating situation. So this is basically based on some which is based on some CPU scheduling algorithms, like first come first serve. There are some advantages and more or less disadvantages also in CPU scheduling. Now, how we can schedule CPU, or we utilize CPU maximum, and how we can control that program in sequential manner. A computer program manages the execution of user program to prevent errors and debugs and improper use of the computer. So basically all that part of introduction of operating system. Now, second point is the functions of an operating system. This is what kind of functions performed by operating system. That is, first is storage management. There are so many different kind of works performed by operating system. That is memory management, process management, device management, protection and security, storage management. So in case of so in case of storage management, to make the computer system convenient for users, there are some different techniques like paging, segmentation, filing, or mapping. All these are some typical workflow by which we can manage our storage system storage for user convenient for users. The operating system provides uniform logical view of the information storage. Now, what is file management, or when we talk about now, when we talk about memory management, how memory management ensures an operating system. So, memory management basically refers the management of primary memory and main memory. How because we know that main memory directly connected to the CPU, and whenever we need to communicate any kind of memory, main memory works as that time. So, memory management refers the management of primary memory or main memory. Main memory is a large array of words of bytes, where each word or byte has its own address. We already studied in array part. So, memory management basically works based upon array system. Now, memory management provides fast storage that can be accessed directly by the CPU. And for a program to be executed, whatever we program need to be executed, it must in the main memory, as we know this very well. So, operating system does not basically operating system do the following activities for memory management. That is, first is keep track of primary memory, that is what part of it are in use by whom and what part are not in use. These track record also stored in by main memory. And in multi-programming, the operating system decides which process will get memory when and how much. And allocation and deallocation is also a part of memory management, which is also known as swapping, that is swap in swap out process. So, this is all about memory management. And in case of process management, whenever we are talking about multi-programming environment, the operating system decides basically which process gets the process when and for how much time. So this function is called process scheduling. I already told there are so many types of process scheduling, that is first come first serve, round robin, shortest job first, and so many. And an operating system does the following basically operating system does the following. 1 minute. On operating system following activities for process management. In case of particularly process management, what kind of activities followed by operating system? That is, keep track of processor and status of process. So the program responsible for the risk, that is known as a traffic controller, and allocates the processor also known as CPU to a process, and deallocates that process when a process is no longer period. So this is basic content of covered in process management. And in case of device management, most users rely on peripheral devices. What is peripheral devices? Basically, uh, um, basically an operating system manages device communication via their respective drivers. It does following activities for in which device management works properly. That is, keep track of all device. The program responsible for the task is known as input output controller. What kind of controller we need to require? That is whenever we send any input, that input output controller is the main purpose or main responsibility to decide which process gets the device and when and for how much time. So efficiently allocates the device and deallocates the device. So these are some basic device management works, that is device controller, input output controller, efficient allocation, and deallocates devices. Next is network management or mass storage management. Network management is the procedure of maintaining and organizing the active and passive network elements, which is basically it will supports we can say that it will support the services to maintain. There are so many services which is maintain network elements and network performances, monitoring and management. Basically, network monitoring and management plays very important role in network management. Now, it recognizes the fault, investigation, troubleshoot, configuration management, and OS changes to fulfill all the user requirements. It allows computers in a network to communicate with each other control networks, and allow troubleshooting or performance by enhancement. So we know that the main memory is too small and accommodate all data in program, and because the data that it holds are lost when the power is lost, the computer system must provide secondary storage system such as pen drive, hard disk, like this, and hence the proper management of this storage is of central importance to a computer system. With the help of techniques like swapping, swap in, swap out, what whenever any process or storage, memory storage, we didn't require that store for a long time, so we convert, swap out that storage or data in secondary memory, put that data in secondary memory. These are some basic functions of operating system. And basically, and when we talk about what kind of services provided by operating system, that is program execution, input output operations, and file system manipulation, communication, error detection, resource allocation, protection. So these are some basic services that is provided by operating system, which is also very useful and important. So So this is all about this lecture. This what we studied, that is introduction of operating system and basically functions of operating system. What kinds of functions of operating system performs, that is um, basically memory management, process management, device management, file management, network management. And basically with the help of network management, there are some security issues, control over system performance, job accounting, error detecting aids, coordination between software and user. These are some basic fundamental activities or functions which is performed by operating system, and plays also very useful and important role in operating system. So this is all for today's lecture. Thank you so much.